What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that like button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we drop new content and new videos just like this one that we're doing for you now. Tonight, we have a good matchup for y'all. We have the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. Now, I know both of these teams are coming off losses to good teams. Buffalo lost to the Houston Texans. Houston Texans is a good defensive team. They got the second year quarterback in C.J. Stroud, and we know that C.J. Stroud can lead his team to victory. And the New York Jets lost to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Minnesota Vikings is on to a hot start with their new new quarterback, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looking like a rejuvenated quarterback. This is his second go around as a starter, and he looking like he's taking it by the horns and he's leading his team to victory every single week. So, being said, both of these guys are looking to bounce back from their losses. Buffalo Bills, they trying to find answers in their receiving core. Their leading wide receiver, Khalil, went down week 4 with an ankle injury, so he missed last week, and they didn't really produce on the field. It showed that he wasn't there. They got a couple of good receivers. They got Curtis Samuels. They got Mac Hollins. They got MVS, and those guys need to step up. MVS, he's a veteran. He's been in the league for a few years now. Same as with Curtis Samuel. Both of those guys are veterans. They both are explosive wide receivers when they get the ball in their hand, and they need to step up for Josh Allen, because that team was flying high at the beginning of the season. Josh Allen had a completion percentage of 75%. The team as a whole led the league in scoring per game. So they got to get back to those winning ways. Not sure exactly what's going on with the offense, but they got to get back to it. They got to show an even balance of run and passing. Week 5, Josh Allen was 9 for 31. That is a horrible ratio. That 29%. And he had 1 for 14 with passes 10 yards or more down the field. He was 0 for 15 when he was under pressure. So that's not a typical Josh Allen type of game. Josh Allen usually is one of those quarterbacks who can scramble and find an open receiver, by time bail out his offensive line when they start to break down. He could take it off. He could take off with his legs and get a few yards. But those receivers got to help him out as well, because he can't do everything by himself. So they got to get back to those winning ways. It shouldn't be one man go down and the whole team crumble. It should be the next man step up. So they got to find some continuity with the wide receivers and the quarterback. Now, I know it's a new unit together, but y'all had 4 games prior to that game, so y'all should have built up some type of chemistry up until that point. So they got to get back to their winning ways. Now, with the New York Jets, they got a little more controversy going over in their team. They just got their head coach fired. I know people don't like to blame it on the team. They want to blame it on the head coach. Well, I'm one of the ones that say, hey, the head coach can only do so much. The players are the ones that's out there on the field. So now they have a new head coach. They just moved their offensive coordinator to, their defensive coordinator. They moved their defensive coordinator to their interim head coach. And they got a new offensive play caller. Todd Dowlings will be taking over the offensive play calling. So they got to show and prove, because now you got rid of your head coach. Now, both of these teams are divisional games. This is a divisional game for both of these teams. Whoever wins this game will be in first place in the AFC East. So the Jets just fired their head coach. If they go out and they beat the Buffalo Bills, they are in first place in the AFC East. So was it really the head coach's fault that they not winning, or was it just the fact that they wasn't on the right page? It's not always on the head coach, but that's usually the first person to get out the door is the head coach. They don't throw away the players, they pretty much throw away the head coach. But the Jets, they got two good running backs. Both of these guys are talented. They can make defenders miss. They can get down the field and catch passes out of the backfield. Both these guys got receiving touchdowns for the season. And both these guys are definitely dual threats. And the guys that I'm talking about is Bryce Hall and Allen. They need to be able to use those running backs effectively, because Aaron Rodgers is an older quarterback. He's a veteran. He's been in the league for a while. We know what Aaron Rodgers could do, but this ain't the same Aaron Rodgers that was in Green Bay. This Aaron Rodgers is 39 years old. This Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the legs that he had when he was in Green Bay. This Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the arm strength that he had when he was in Green Bay. It's similar to where Tom Brady was looking at the end of his career and the way Peyton Manning was looking at the end of his career. The older they got, that arm wasn't quite there as it was in their younger years. So they got to be able to rely on their running backs. They can't rely on Aaron Rodgers and his arm so much. They got to be able to rely on those running backs. Now, in the last 2 weeks, those dual threat running backs only combined for 37 yards per game rushing the ball. Combined 37 yards per game. That is unacceptable with running backs. You got running backs that's running the ball. You got two of them, not just one. It's two of them, and they combining for 37 yards per game. Not 37 yards for one running back and 37 yards for the other running back. It was a combined of 37 yards. So that's unacceptable coming from the running back, especially with Bryce Hall. He's a good running back. He's one of the running backs that you would say was probably in the top 15 in running backs. Allen, he's younger, but he's a good running back as well. So they got to get more production out of those backs. And now they're facing against the Buffalo Bills. And Buffalo Bills is a team that's usually known for their defense. Well, as of this year, the Buffalo Bills, their defense is not as stout as they used to be. They're giving up 144 yards per game. Now, that's the 8th worst in the league. 144 yards per game. Now, is this the game that Bryce Hall and Allen gets back on that dual threat, coming out of the backfield, catching the ball and running the ball? It remains to be seen. Now, another thing with that Buffalo Bills defense, they missing their big guy up front in Ed Oliver. He's been ruled out for this game, so that makes it even harder for that defense to stop the run. We already know that Von Miller has been suspended for 4 games, so he won't be there this week. So they're going to have to find a way for somebody to step up and try to shut down that running attack by the Jets. Now, not saying that the Jets got a dynamic running attack, because as of late, they haven't been doing it. So we're going to see which ones come to this game and decide to take over and become the AFC East division leader, because whoever wins this game, like I said before, will definitely take over that division for first place. So the way I'm looking at it, I think Buffalo is the better team. I think Buffalo is the team that's more in sync with each other. The receivers haven't been stepping up. That's true. But I think they will come around easier and faster than the Jets would, because the Jets are dealing with a new head coach and they're dealing with a new play caller. So that's going to usually take a little bit of time to work itself in. Now it might spark some offense early, but I think once the game starts to go on, it's gonna start to settle down, and Buffalo is going to pretty much get back into the running of things. And I think Buffalo is going to win this game. It's going to be a close game. It's usually always a close game when you're dealing with division rivals, especially when it comes to the Jets and the Bills. But I think the Bills is going to win this 17-10. I think they'll win by a touchdown. So that's my pick, Buffalo Bills over the New York Jets, 17-10. Make sure y'all drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this this matchup. And like I said before, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we drop more content and more videos. And share this video. Let them know that we over here calling these games. And I will catch you on the next one. It's your boy, Dee-Free, and I'm out.